Hello everyone and welcome to Battle of the Beast All Generation episode number 124, I think it is. Today we've got two more beasts battling out for another spot in round 4. So far we have 8 beasts which are through, one of which hasn't battled at all, and the other 7 has already battled and the videos are currently on the channel. So far out of the lineup we got a fair amount of specials through. So we're going into round 3 with 10 specials. 6 of them are already battled and 6 of them are already through. We got 4 more specials to battle in this 4 more specials to battle in this round. One of them is battling now. And we have a chance for there to be 7 specials in a row winning their battles and moving on to round 4. If that happens, that will be one of the more impressive things that will happen this tournament. If it doesn't, then oh well, but 6 in a row is still good. But let's introduce beasts. Starting off with Series 27, The Ghost of Caradin, book number 2, and no, I was about to say the last beast standing, but it's not, because Gorog is still alive. It is Devora, the Death Fish, versus the 7th special to battle in this round, and special number 9 didn't last long in the specials generation, but it's doing much better here. We've got Grashkor, the Beast Guard. So with these two, we got, I would say, quite a good matchup actually. Obviously we got Fish, which with the insect abilities of reformation and deformation. However, here it's called Fish Physiology. And Grashkor being one of the most dedicated beasts there are. Now with the stats department, unfortunately Devora does not have a bio, so we'll improvise. But with that, let's get to the stats. Starting off with Devora, as I said, no bio. So, powers and abilities: Fish Physiology, Deformation and Reformation, Underwater Breathing, Ice Manipulation. Devora can freeze water at will, allowing her to imprison her prey by freezing any water they are submerged within. She can also melt the ice she creates. Natural weaponry. Devora has sharp teeth and a tail strong enough to propel her out of the water. Her body is also lined with sharp spines. And enhanced strength and bite force. Minions are piranhas. Devora can control the piranhas that make up her body. Weaknesses are water requirement and unprotected underbelly. Devora's underbelly is unprotected, making it vulnerable to attack. For Grashkor, we do have a bio. Grashkor was an evil beast who killed a former master of the beasts. As a punishment, he was sent by the wizard Adaro to the Chamber of Pain. An island prison floats in the stormy seas of the Western Ocean. There he guards the inmates, swooping over the battlements on leathery wings and cracking his bone whip. The age 257, power 289, magic level 150, fright factor 90, size 280. Powers and ability: flight, enhanced durability, weapon mastery with his whip, enhanced strength, resurrection. Grashkor along with his whip, the Chamber of Pain and any inside it are revived if they perish. This theoretically makes it impossible to kill him for good. That ability is banned in this tournament. Energy and magic drain. Grashkor can drain the energy and magic of his prisoners through the Chamber of Pain to increase his power. And speech. The equipment is his skeletal whip. Weakness: cutting his wing. Durability limits and broken whip. His whip can be broken. So with that, that's the stats done, and we're actually going to do the battle in the Western Ocean. Because yeah, I know this was battle of the Northern Mountains, but Western Ocean is better in my opinion. So let's get into this battle. So We'll start off by this. Grashkor's just flying over the Western Ocean back to the Chamber of Pain, ready to stay there waiting for his next opponent to come and attack him. Knowing who his opponent is, he decides that he's going to have Devora come to him. Devora, swimming in the Western Ocean, sees Grashkor flying over and decides to get his attention by causing up a ruckus by just splashing everywhere. She jumps out of the water, splits into millions of piranha forms, little piranhas, and dive back into the ocean, was making a loud roar. That caught Grashkor's attention. He looks down to see the reformed Devora staring back at him. Grashkor says, "You are my next opponent. This should be a cakewalk." Devora responds back saying, "Don't count your chickens before they hatch, dear. You are going to lose this one badly." I don't know. I didn't think about that one very well. Grashkor swoops down headfirst towards Devora, ready to collide headfirst into her. Devora dives underwater and turns the surface into ice. Grashkor just bolts right through it. Devora, caught off guard by this dedication, Grashkor grabs onto Devora and holds her tight and just starts taking her out to the top of the ice to chuck her on there and just have her suffocate. Which works. Grashkor gets back up, stands on the ice, and starts beating Devora down. Devora deforms into her piranhas and they start flopping around everywhere. Grashkor starts punching each piranha. Each piranha he hits dies instantly. Devora then decides that she's going to unfreeze the water. Grashkor, caught off guard by this, takes off in with his wings as the piranhas fall into the water one by one and reform into Devora. Under the surface where Grashkor can't see, Devora then swims upwards and jumps out, ready to attack Grashkor. Grashkor, with his great reflexes, swings his bone whip and knocks Devora right on the side of her body, knocking her to the side, hitting a rock and splitting into the piranhas again. Some of those piranhas were killed on impact. The others reform up and just poke their head out the water and charge towards Grashkor. Grashkor lets Devora come close and then, using his fists, just uppercuts Devora, knocking her backwards with piranhas flying everywhere. Each piranha that flies off, Grashkor uses his whip and just knocks them with the bull skull at the end of his whip, breaking that piranha's bones. Devora can feel herself slowly shrinking down, but she's not giving Grashkor the satisfaction that of constantly beating her down to the size of one piranha. She swims down to the depths of the ocean and charges back up, jumping out. Grashkor sees this happening, and Devora just splits into all the mini piranhas and charge down towards Grashkor. Grashkor readies his whip and starts whipping at each piranha that comes his way. Some piranhas are able to bite onto him, and Grashkor just swings his arms and legs, sending them flying. Some hitting rocks, some hitting the whip, so on and so forth. A couple of piranhas have actually caught onto Grashkor's wings and are biting and tearing at that. Grashkor sees that and pulls each piranha off, causing tears in his wings and just breaking each of the piranha's bones while slamming them back into the water as their lifeless bodies start blowing up. Once the rain of piranhas stops, Grashkor perches on a rock to inspect the damage. He's got bite marks all over him. His wings have holes in them. And for lack of a better word, he's furious by this. He's lost his ability to fly well. Devora, reformed, much smaller than she was before, laughs at Grashkor, saying, "Not so handy without your wings now, are ya? Let's see if you can swim." Devora dives back down and, using all the energy she has, charges right into the rock that Grashkor is on and shatters it as she propels right through it. And she turns around in time to see Grashkor falling into the water, where she charges straight towards him. Grashkor, not giving her the benefit of the doubt, lifts up his whip above the water and slams it down onto the top of Devora's head, knocking her down. And Grashkor ditches the whip and charges at Devora, just punching at her repeatedly, tearing each piranha off of her, one by one. Devora swimming around wildly, stabbing, slicing Grashkor with her sharp fins and needles, biting down on him. There's one time during this battle, Devora bites down on Grashkor's helmet. Grashkor laughs, not feeling any of the pain there, and then using his hands, holds on to each end of Devora's mouth, pries it open, and then just full on flips Devora above him, lets go and punches her square in the mouth, knocking her back. Devora regains herself and charges back up towards Grashkor. Grashkor does the same thing, but knocks her to the side and uppercuts her. Above the water, you just see a bunch of splashing, writhing, the occasional Grashkor head poking out to breathe. And Devora decides that this is it. She splits into what's left of her piranhas, which is probably a couple thousand, maybe around 1,000, maybe a little less that's left. And she charges up towards Grashkor in the school of piranhas. Grashkor stays where he is and just punches each piranha down, grabs a couple, smashes them together, knocking them out, breaking them, killing them. Each one, they're all able to get a good bite on him and all that. But when Devora realises that's not going to work, she decides to back off, go into her full form, which is a lot smaller than it was at the start now, jump out of the water, slam down onto Grashkor, burying him underneath the water and herself, just stabbing, slicing at him. Grashkor pushes Devora off, goes up to take air, and is greeted with ice above him. Devora laughs and says, "You're trapped in my world now, and you're gonna drown." Devora charges up towards Grashkor and starts going crazy on him. Grashkor is fighting his way, trying to push Devora back. Devora goes for one bite on Grashkor's arm, bites down on his arm. Grashkor winces in pain, but not willing to give up. He draws his arm back and slams it into the ice above him. The ice shatters with the weight of Devora being slammed into it. Grashkor throws Devora out of the water, and he climbs out of the water onto the ice, gasping for breath, staring at Devora. He charges right up to Devora and keeps going crazy on her, punching her, and grabs onto her sharp fins. With what strength he has, tries to fly upwards with his very damaged wings, and then goes to lift Devora up like a hammer throw kind of thing, and slams her onto a sharp rock which was nearby. Devora has melted the ice, and the piranha fragments lands into the water. Most of the piranha bodies float upwards, and what's left of Devora after all that is probably 3 or 4 piranhas after that crazy grand slam that Grashkor did. Grashkor stares at them, flying quite weakly, saying, "You're not going to win with just 4 piranhas, and you know that." Devora says, "Well then, if we're not going to win. You're going to need to kill us. They dive underwater far enough to where Grashkor has to come down to face them. Grashkor, knowing that they're right, that Grashkor needs to kill them to proceed onwards, he dives down into the water, swimming up to where they are. He sees one just standing there, in which he grabs it and pummels it down into a pulp where he lets it go and it just floats upwards. He turns around to see one fish just swimming by, doesn't even see where it goes. Then he sees another one and another and another. He knows there's only 3 piranhas left, but he can't see them anywhere. He doesn't know what to do, but then he gets a very good idea. He comes back out of the water, goes onto the rock, using what strength he has left. He tries to fly as best as he could. The remaining piranhas are confused with what Grashkor is doing. But Grashkor then stops flying and goes headfirst into the boulder which he was originally on. Shatters it, and shards of the rock go everywhere, going down into the ocean. A couple will hit the piranhas where they come up to reel from the damage, get to a safe point so they can see the rock coming down to them. And at that point, Grashkor sees his opportunity. He comes down towards each piranha, grabs each one until he has what's left of them in his hand. And then what he does is he crushes them with his other hand and throws them away. Grashkor stays around just to try and look out for any piranhas. Nothing. Grashkor makes his way back to the combat arena, ready for the next round, knowing that this victory was hard fought but worth it. So that Grashkor has won, Devora's lost. If you think Devora should have won, please in comments below. You think that, however, my words final, and Grashkor's moving on to the next round. Now, with this, I think Devora had a good chance in winning due to the whole fish physiology thing. However, being honest, Devora's main good ability, apart from the deformation, is the ice thing. And if that gets used against her, like Grashkor did, where she gets hit hard enough and some of the piranhas that make up her body die, then she's not going to win. Grashkor won because of his non-stop fighter personality. And whilst this may sound a bit far-fetched, I do believe that Grashkor would win, because it's been established that Grashkor, as a non-stop fighter, is dedicated to slaughtering beasts and defending the Chamber of Pain, to the point where he would destroy himself just to destroy his opponent. So with that, I gave the victory to Grashkor. So with that, 7 specials in a row have made it to round 4. With the only other book that's battled that isn't a special and won was Griff. So that is wasn't even intentional. It wasn't even intentional, but it is kind of funny to see. It just shows that these specials are leagues better than the regular books. So was in the future I may do tournaments with specials and regular books together, chances are the special may win, unless the regular book has something that can actually counter them. But yeah, 7 specials in a row through to round 4. Honestly incredible. And the main series of beasts, especially the new generation beasts, they're being slaughtered by these specials. So is there any new generation beasts which are going to survive round 3 against these specials? Well, with the upcoming specials on who they're battling, two of the specials are actually battling old generation beasts. whilst another one is battling a new generation beast. Other than that, the other beasts are fighting each other. The new generation, old generation, new, old. Good matchups coming up here. But we got one more battle for today. We got one more battle for today to do. And I'm kind of interested about this one. This does seem like a free victory for one of the beasts, but I can see what I can do. I think this is going to be a good battle. But with that, that's all for this time. If you like what you saw, leave a like, leave a comment, don't forget to subscribe, press the notification bell down the corner below, and I'll see you next time.